man down, bullies blow the man down.
Give me way, blow the man down.
Blow the man down, bullies blow him away.
Give me some time to
For today's cup of coffee, we're going to continue on with not necessarily a pirate theme, but a sea and sailing ship theme, a tall ship theme.
The tall ship thing.
Yes. And I have to be very careful how I pronounce it. That's the reason why she's going a little slower, because it's S's, and that's one of those words that's very easy to slip up on.
It's like when you're typing to someone, I don't give a ship.
Right. Yes. What is it? Autocorrect.
Autocorrect.
It can be a horrible thing. But first of all, very sad news today that the singer Meatloaf passed away. And he's one of our favorites. I mean, has been for many, many years.
We lost Betty White. I adored her. We lost Meatloaf.
And what I didn't realize was that Jim Steinman had passed away last year. And he was the music person behind the singer. And the combination of Jim Steinman and Meatloaf, just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And once you know Jim Steinman's style of writing, you can pick him out from any place, regardless of who's singing it. But Meatloaf
he makes
was
sing-along songs, basically.
Oh, they were just epicness, which I loved.
Epic sing-alongs.
And they were epic sing-alongs. Those were the kind that you could just put those on in the car, drive around by yourself, and just sing to your heart's content. Doesn't matter if you did it well or poorly.
No
it
judgment.
was just singing for the sake of singing. So, prayers.
Safe space.
Yeah, prayers for his family and stuff, because they left us quite a legacy.
Yeah.
But now, he was 74, and then Jim Steinman was 73 last year. So, just a little bit of a tribute to them, because they were great. Anyhow, on to happier things, or spookier things.
Spooky.
New website. This is called conspiracytheories.in. IN. I had never heard of a web address with a .in before. So anyhow, maybe that's just, I've said a no on that. And this is the curious case of the ghost ship Mary Celeste and its missing crew. And this was written on May the 19th of 2020 by Taru.
By what?
It's Taru, so I'm assuming that's Taru.
Okay.
I thought it was a cool name.
I didn't know if I misheard it or what.
No. And it starts out a mystery exceeding 135 years and beyond. The story of the Mary Celeste is indeed an enigma.
Oh, wow.
And no one really knows what happened to the ship and her captain, his wife, their infant daughter, and 7 other crew members.
Oh, wow.
They just, yeah. And it was a secure wooden ship sailing itself without any crew when it was found. And the Mary Celeste wasn't always known by this name. It was built in Spencer's Island in Nova Scotia. Her registration name was Amazon.
Amazon.
And now I'm sure that you can order copies of the Mary Celeste at your convenience from your couch.
Yeah.
And she was described as a 107 feet long brigantine vessel.
Oh, wow.
And it was 2-mast.
That's huge.
Well, it was not that horrible. The depth was 11.7 feet, and the gross tonnage was 198.42.
I'm sorry. Anything bigger than me, I consider huge.
And it says from the moment it was created, it was cursed. So in 1861, it set sail under her first captain, which was Robert McClellan, and owner Joshua Dewis. And the ship was bound across the Atlantic to London, sailing towards 5 islands with a cargo of timber. The captain fell ill before completing this journey and died while the ship was in sail. Okay,
Died.
so her fate was already sealed with the death of her first captain.
Damn.
Yeah, maybe it was a Monday ship.
A Monday
think?
ship? What's
Maybe.
a Monday ship?
It's one of those that Monday vehicles have a tendency they never work correctly ever. It's like Monday cars. Yeah, they're always, from the time you drive them off the lot, they're a problem. Okay, in 1867, the ship changed owner to Captain John Nutting Parker, and she collided with a 2-mast vessel in the English Channel while she was carrying fishing equipment in the marshes of Eastport, Maine. Maybe she just had shitty captains.
Maybe.
I don't know. That one sounds like somebody should have been paying attention at the wheel there.
Just a little bit.
Then in 1868, the ship went to Richard W. Haynes, and he was the one who renamed her the Mary Celeste. And she went through extensive repairs because the collision there,
Yeah.
the one before, and renovations, and so basically built brand new, sort of, kind of. I don't know. Maybe it took it down to the studs or whatever.
Maybe.
And in 1869, due to the unsettling nature of the ship, it was sold again and taken under command by Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs.
Benjamin Spooner. Spooner.
Instead of schooner, it was a spooner. I don't know.
Spooner.
Ship jokes.
Yeah.
And, okay, it was under this captainship, marinership, that
Mariners Complex.
that the missing crew took place. Maybe that's what I've got. Maybe I've got pirate complex. Do you think we could ask if that could be added to the DSM-5?
Maybe.
Arg.
Argumentative.
Yeah. Then on November the 7th, 1872, it set sail from New York Harbor bound for Gianna. Is it Gianna or Genoa? That's what it is. Genoa, Italy. With a total of 10 crew members, including the captain, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia. And in the hull of the ship, there was a cargo of 1,700 crude alcohol barrels.
Oh, wow.
Now that message, shit. That
Speak
word,
English,
that
ass
word,
monkey.
It's been a long ass day again. It's been a long ass week. The crude alcohol, that's a key component right there. Because it wasn't drinkable.
Yeah.
It was, the components thereof.
Loves it.
No, not really. December the 4th of 1872, the ship was found deserted with no signs of any of the 10 crew members by the Canadian brigantine De Grata, captained by David Morehouse off of the shore of Azores Islands in Portugal. It was found in an okay condition with only a lifeboat missing, with a frayed rope trailing behind the ship and 9 broken casks of alcohol, apparently used for no immediate purpose. 2 water pumps were found disassembled, and 3.5 feet of water was found in the bottom hold of the ship. The last log, as in captain's log, was made 10 days before, and there was nothing else found after it. And it was just there, just drifting.
Oh, wow.
In the Atlantic Ocean.
It's just all on its lonesome.
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Absolutely, it's spooky. Then in 1873, with the crewless Mary Celeste, De Grata docked on the mainland of Europe, with an immediate investigation being launched under Frederick Solly Flood. Where do these people get some of these cool last names? They
literally click the random button.
Probably. And it says, at the salvage hearings in Gibraltar,
randomize your character.
Fearing possibilities of foul play, unresolved suspicions led to a relatively low salvage award. And what that means, if somebody found like a deserted ship or something like that and they towed it to shore, then they would get paid a certain amount for bringing the ship in.
Okay.
So that was your salvage things. 1873 to 1884, after the salvaging, The ship saw a series of owners and captains, never sticking with one and continuing to sail for 12 more years. So it had a high turnover on that.
Yeah.
In 1885, the vessel sailed its last under Captain G.C. Parker. Its end was as tragic as it was for previous owners and sailors. The ship was deliberately run aground into a reef near Haiti as a plot for insurance fraud.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Dang.
So that's why it said that it was just cursed from the get-go. The ship, damaged beyond repair, still did not sink and had been seen by seafarers floating like a ghost ship for many years to come. How tragic would that be to see one of those wonderful ships just,
ghost ship.
you know, anyhow.
Tragic.
Run aground. Okay,
Underground Railroad?
not underground, run aground.
Oh.
So what happened to Mary Celeste 1872 voyage and crew? And this is where we get into the cool theories. All right, one of the theories, alien abduction. Of course, it was aliens. And
Bermuda Triangle.
you know, they're saying, no, that's a separate cup, is the Bermuda Triangle. Said that supposedly the crew members could have vanished due to abduction.
What's the likelihood of that?
Right. I mean, but, you know, when in doubt, it was aliens.
And there were absolutely no corpses whatsoever on the boats.
No, it was just gone. They were just gone.
Did they just decide to go crazy and jump ship?
This is with those other theories, which ghosts. And the writer, honestly, they had written Ghost of the Spirits Dead. And I'm like, what the hell? No, ghost. It was just put the ghost.
Ghosts of the Spirits Dead.
Okay.
Honey, all you had to say was ghosts.
Right. And because the ship had witnessed many deaths, disappearances, possibly murders and wreckages, okay, it's kind of easy to believe that perhaps the ship was haunted. And that maybe the death of its first captain and then the spirits incorporated in the mast of the ship may have led to crew members running for their lives from an unnamed entity. Running where? It's a ship. Okay, and they're saying that maybe these peoples became the latest additions to the ghost ship. I don't think that one's... Now this one's good. Sea monsters and octopi. I refuse to say octopuses. And actually, they had written this, sea monsters and tentacle octopuses.
Tentacle octopuses?
Yes.
They all have tentacles.
I think if they don't have tentacles, it's a blob.
They have arms. It's a giant blob with arms.
Anyhow, it says, borrowing from fictional myths, legends, and folklore, the disappearances...
Is this person stupid?
No, I don't think so. Could have been linked to sea monsters.
Sounds like it to me.
That ate the crew.
Flying fish ate the crew.
That's not what
Flying creatures.
I didn't say that.
I know, but that's immediately what comes to mind.
Well, maybe. The Kraken. The Kraken was this
giant-ass
huge...
squid.
Absolutely.
Giant-ass
Do
squid.
I believe that those things could exist? Yes, I do.
They live at the depth of the ocean.
I do. I believe that you've got some things that we can't even imagine.
Oh, there's a lot of things. Like the blobfish was found in the deep ocean too,
But-
and then deflated when it was brought back up.
Yeah, but these gigantic things, I believe, very much could be there. And like you said, the reason we don't know about them that often is because when they surface to a certain point, they do deflate. Just like when people go down into the ocean at a certain depth, they can sort of implode.
That's interesting.
It is. Well, it's the pressure of all that stuff.
That's like in space. Do you explode or do you implode?
Exactly. I think you implode.
So what? You just get crumpled up?
Yeah, pretty much. Then there was the possibility of sea quakes and storms. Now, this one's pretty feasible, and that the ship could have been battling a sea earthquake.
A sea earthquake.
I guess
It's
But
a
there's-
fucking earthquake. An
Under the
earthquake is
ocean.
an earthquake.
It's an ocean.
It affects everything on the earth.
Well, no, but this, if it's under the water, I can understand that. It would be an
Does
earthquake.
when a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound?
Well, actually,
Yes, it does.
It does, because there's the vibration of sound. It's just that there's no one there to observe it. But I understand the seaquake, which means that it was under the ocean. Anyhow, with this,
Seaquake,
a
my
crack in the
ass.
hull of the ship could have been caused, and then
My
when
ass is the size of the ocean.
when the crew thought that they were sinking, then maybe they escaped in the only lifeboat, which was to prevent them from dying. But if you've got 10 people in one lifeboat, seriously, how big was this lifeboat? Mm-hmm. And so it says that upon further research, however, on the days when the vessel was in the Atlantic Ocean, there had been no reports of any sea quakes or major storms. And however, also the ship suffered no damage, and it was found with everything intact, which probably wouldn't have happened if it had been caught in a storm.
Right.
There would have been some kind of something. Another theory, North African pirates. And it says this is a flawed theory, I don't know why, that had been stated that the crew was attacked by pirates and that they were a menace in the Atlantic during the 1800s. And I just noticed it says Atlantic Sea, S-E-E. It's called proofreading, people. Mm-hmm. It's called spell check. I'm
think he's a
grateful
dumbass.
to spell check.
I think he's a dumbass.
I think it was just, like I said, it was just an easy thing to overlook. But it was just
Ghost
amusing.
spirits.
Okay.
Ghost spirits dead.
It's,
Ghost spirits dead. What more can you say? This man's a dumb.
well, I don't know that it's a man. Anyhow.
This person is a dumb.
It
a dumbass.
Okay, if it was pirates.
A dummy.
Why were there no major personal items taken? The only thing that was stolen was 9 broken casks of alcohol.
And the people.
Okay, well, now that wasn't stolen. That was destroyed. Okay, and then you've got the theory of revengeful plot. Wouldn't that be vengeful plot of a slave? And it says in 1883, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle tried to decode the mystery behind the missing crew in his short story, J. Habakkuk Jepson's Statement, where their fictional disappearance had been attributed to an ex-slave. I could see that happening. Mm-hmm. Then you've got the possible murderous intentions of the De Grata. And it says, even when the ship was docked after it was found floating aimlessly in the Atlantic Ocean by the De Grata, there was a proper investigation launched so as not to give the salvage price for a ship that had been captured if there had been criminal activity involved with the ship. Mm. It was thought that, the crew of the De Grata could have killed the crew of the Mary Celeste and then tried to claim the insurance. Okay. So another insurance fraud type thing.
Yeah.
Another possibility, miscalculation of the voyage. Originally, when found, the Mary Celeste was 120 miles beyond its course and in a location where it was not supposed to be. So, perhaps due to a miscalculation of the voyage path, the crew members were lost and had left the ship in a single lifeboat. But this would still not explain the hasty retreat by the crew members, or as why they did not steer back to their original course. Where were they going to go?
Exactly. How did they know where they were?
As far as the navigation, a lot of times it was by the stars and stuff like that. Okay. And I'm trying to think of the name of the tool, and it may be an astrolabe. I think that it is an astrolabe. Okay, this was one of my favorites. Drunken crew and mutiny.
They all got drunk and threw each other off the boat.
Well, it's thought that the crew was forming a mutiny to overthrow the captain. Well, that's what a mutiny is. Given the reason that they were sailing off course. It says, with the 9 broken caskets of alcohol, The crew could have been intoxicated. However, the alcohol which was in the cargo was not the drinking kind, and in its crude form would have caused blindness.
Oh, shit.
It's all right. Knew somebody one time that drank hand sanitizer.
Oh, my God.
Having no experience of steering the
Shoe
ship,
polish.
the remaining crew could
Straight
have
through
fled
bread.
in the lifeboat. And now I went up to the individual and I'm like, what the hell are you thinking? And it's like, God love him. He was like, it was my birthday. And I'm like, you could have gone blind. Fear of explosion is another theory. Perhaps the most plausible theory of all was that the Mary Celeste must have been sinking with 2 water pumps not functioning, and due to the fear of explosion by the leakage of alcohol vapors from the 9 broken barrels, Captain Briggs and the crew could have made a hasty escape. And says, suspicions still surround the Mary Celeste, and she was very much deemed a ghost ship.
Rightfully so.
And they say that there was a Smithsonian documentary, The True Story of the Mary Celeste. Mm-hmm. And that would be cool. I would like to see that.
That would be cool.
Now, what do you think is the most plausible theory of what happened to the people on the Mary Celeste?
More than likely, the way you said that a bunch of them drank that alcohol, had something happen to him. It happened to them. Either they fell off the edge of the boat,
That could
or
be.
what?
But the fact that the missing lifeboat was never found, and as far as them getting off of the main ship in the middle of the ocean, not in any sight of land, I mean, in some ways, that's almost a,
Death sentence.
it is a death sentence. It's like playing Russian roulette, because the possibility, there were not any airplanes to go out and search for the peoples at that point.
Nope.
The possibility of another ship finding them, slim to none. So maybe it was the aliens.
I doubt that, but maybe.
I don't
Maybe.
know. But it is a good mystery.
For all we know, it could have been Jailbreak. She teleported back then
Yeah,
and did
that's-
stuff to it.
It's one of our cats. We have many, and it's cold, and they're inside, and they're making us slightly more insane.
Slightly. The fact that I'm stuck inside makes me slightly insane.
Yeah. But anyhow, I thought that I enjoyed that about the Mary Celeste.
I like that too. It was a good...
It's a good mystery.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't.
It would honestly have made a good Murder, She Wrote story.
It would have, but the fact that anybody who, sort of like the Hope Diamond, anybody who owns it becomes cursed and these horrible things happen to them. Mm-hmm. It was sort of like that with this ship. So yeah, it all started with that first captain when he died off. Yep. So if you're going to build a ship, make sure that you've got somebody that's ship shaped to man it. It was a bad one. That was a dad joke. Now he's embarrassed to be sitting beside me.
I don't know this woman at all.
Anyhow, if you've got experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, ghost ships, if you've had local regional family
Skeleton
myths,
cruise.
legends, absolutely skeleton crews. Are you kidding? Those are the best kind.
I don't know. McDonald's is running on a skeleton crew right now.
They got, what, like 1 or 2 people manning the whole ship on that?
Yes.
God love them. Anyhow, you can send those things to us at cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And you all have a beautiful, blessed day.
Anybody want a cat?
We've got several that we would loan out.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe. And click that little notification bell. I about forgot it. Someone take this damn cat from me. He flung spit everywhere.
He did. Anyhow. But we didn't miss a beat, now did we? No.
Except for that last
It's the professional. It's the professional, right?
Where? Where?
And we'll see you on the next cup, guys.
Bye.
Bye.